Hello students, this is the fifth and last video of the chapter Socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution. In the previous video we have seen the incidents of February and October Revolution and their impacts, and we have also focused on the International Women's Day, why it is being celebrated. Now in this video we'll see Russian Civil War, the reforms made by Stalin and global influence of Russian Revolution. And at the last, some assignment is also allotted to the students. The students are advised to watch video carefully and do the assignments based on it. Now, this part of the chapter related to the Civil War in Russia. When the Bolsheviks ordered land redistribution, the Russian army began to break up. Non-Bolshevik socialists, liberals and supporters of autocracy condemned the Bolshevik uprising. They formed their troops and were called Greens, which would fight against Bolshevik Red. The pro-Tsar Whites controlled most of the Russian Empire. They were supported by French, American, British and Japanese troops. All these fought a war with the Bolsheviks. So here we can see three groups were there in Russia. Bolsheviks, the color of the Bolsheviks was red, and troops against Bolsheviks were greens, and pro-Tsar Whites were also there, and they have got support from France, Russia, Britain and Japanese troops, and it was a civil war there in Russia. Now in these pictures you can see the effects of civil war. In the first picture, the people are in long queue for food. It shows the starvation there because of civil war. And in the second picture, red victims of white army are shown. Means many Bolsheviks were killed there. Now the making of socialist society. The Bolsheviks kept industries and banks nationalized during the Civil War. A process of centralized planning was introduced. Rapid construction and industrialization started there. An extended schooling system was also developed. Now Stalin and collective farming. Stalin, who was the strongest leader that time, he believed that rich peasants and traders stocked supplies to create shortage of grains. Hence, collectivization was the need of the hour. This system would also help to modernize farms. Those farmers who resisted collectivization were punished, deported or exiled. Now these two pictures are showing the transformation of Russia. The first one belonged to women at kolkhoz, and the second one is showing the leadership of Stalin. He was a mesmerizing person. As you can see, all the people are watching him addressing the people. And now this part belonged to the global influence of Russian Revolution. As you can see, by the 1950s it was recognized in the country, and outside that everything was not in keeping with the ideals of the Russian Revolution. Though its industries and agriculture had developed and the poor were being fed, the essential freedom to its citizens was being denied. However, it was recognized that social ideals still enjoyed respect among the Russians. But in each country, the ideas of socialism were rethought in a variety of different ways. Now this part belongs to the work student have to do by watching these videos, and this assignment is divided into three parts. The first one is VSA, very short answer type questions. A student can write the answers of these questions in a single statement, and this part is short answer type questions. Only 5 questions are there. A student have to study the previous material given in the video and they can write the answer. Okay, and this belong to the long answer type questions, and such type of questions are being asked for 5 marks. So students can write the answers by watching the videos, reading the book, and the answer should be balanced. Thanks.